In today's video, we're going to go over a leg strengthening routine that is absolutely essential for anyone who's over the age of 65. Now, I know I talk about this a lot on this channel, but regardless of your fitness level, statistically speaking, you are at an increased risk for falls if you are in that age bracket over the age of 65. And the best way to not become a statistic is to maintain and improve your leg strength. And so that is what we are going to do today. Depending on your fitness level, there will be an exercise in here for you. I'm going to try and give a few variations of each exercise so that you can find the right one for you that will be challenging enough for your muscles with the end goal of making them stronger. If you're new to this channel, I'm Tara, I'm a neurologic physical therapist, and on this channel we talk about anything and everything related to mobility, health, fitness, and mindset with the end goal of empowering you with as many tools as possible to live an overall more active, more mobile, pain-free, happier, healthier life. Now, if you are new to this channel, you might not know this, but we do have a membership program. With your membership program, you do get access to all the PDF handouts that go along with these videos here on YouTube. In the handouts, you will find pictures and descriptions of all the exercises that we go through, so you don't have to keep coming back to this video and watching it. You can easily implement them into your daily routine. To learn more about our membership programs and to sign up, you can visit rehab-hq.com. And now let's go ahead and dive into the exercises. All right, for this exercise, we're doing a no hands sit to stand. Now, this exercise is not just for leg strengthening, but this is to maintain your overall mobility. The last thing you want to happen as you age is that you cannot stand up from a chair. So practicing this no hands sit to stand every day really does help you not only develop the muscle strength, but also like the neural pathways that help us to coordinate the right muscles at the right time to get up out of a chair. So there's a dual purpose to this. The way that you make this more challenging is you lower the surface that you are sitting on. You want it to be challenging, so it feels like it's difficult, but set yourself up for success. You do want to be able to successfully be able to get up from the surface that you sit down on. So low enough that you're being challenged, but high enough so that you can be successful. My rule of thumb is if you try something 3 times and you fail 3 times, don't try it a 4th time. Switch to an easier variation of the activity. Okay? So keys to this one are nose over your toes, butt up first, and then chest up. That is the strategy or the technique that you want to be thinking about, the cues you want to be telling yourself, especially as you age. Same thing on the way down, chest down, sit back over the chair, down, slow. You want to be able to control the descent. If you can't control the descent without using your hands, then this is definitely an activity that you want to work on every day. The goal is that you can control the descent, meaning that if you needed to stop midstream, you could do that. Okay? Nose over your toes. We're like a teeter-totter. This is our fulcrum. We're trying to get some of that body weight onto the other side of the fulcrum. Butt up, stand, chest forward, butt sits back, teeter-totter, fulcrum, trying to distribute the weight onto either side of our feet, down, slow, lean, butt up. Now, if we're going to go down onto a lower surface, the reason we practice those mental cues is because for some of you, you're thinking that's pretty silly. I don't need to think about leaning forward, fulcrum, getting weight off of your bottom until you try and do this from more of a squatting position. And then you will realize just how important your positioning is to leverage your body weight and leverage your leg strength in a way that you can do a more challenging version of a sit to stand. So chest down, butt back, fulcrum, some of that weight off your bottom on the other side of the feet, down, slow. Same thing on the way up, fulcrum, teeter-totter, trying to get some of that body weight onto the other side of your feet, butt up first, and then up. Okay, so Hopefully, for those of you that can easily get up out of a regular height chair, you are ready to start challenging yourself onto a lower surface again to develop and maintain your leg strength, decrease your risk of falls, and improve your overall mobility. But now let's go on to the second exercise. All right. This one is really isolating those hamstrings and those glutes. Again, let's try and do a strengthening activity with something that's also functional. This is definitely functional for picking something up off of the ground, but also we're targeting those glutes and those hamstrings, which can definitely lose strength as we age. We just don't have a tendency to do a lot of activities that really isolate those muscles. So it is good just to do an exercise every day where you are targeting those muscles kind of on the back of the leg, just to kind of keep the muscles around your leg more balanced. And especially for those of you that might be having some arthritic changes in your joints, might be compensating a little bit, you might really need to make an effort to make sure that you're maintaining the strength all the way around the joints in your legs. So for this one, easier variation is either to hold on or to put your other toe down, kind of like a kickstand. You're going to hinge at your hip, soft knee, forward and back up. If next more challenging variation is to not hold on. And then an even more challenging one is to try and lift your back foot as you bend forward. And then if you can do that and you can get like 10 or 15 in and you wanted to make it even a little bit more challenging, take one of these pull-up assist bands, put it under put it under the foot that you're standing on, and do the same thing. So really, regardless of your fitness level, for those of you that are more fit and this looks easy, you can make it as challenging as you want once you start adding a resistance band. Just make the resistance more challenging if it seems too easy. You should be able to do 15. So if you try a harder variation and you feel like you can only do like 5 or 6, I would drop back down and do the easier variation. Again, kind of shooting, make sure you can do about 15 of something before you move on to a more challenging variation. All right, so for this exercise, we're doing a step down. Now, of course, this is also functional for descending stairs, also for getting down to the floor. Again, like I said earlier, if we can make it something that's functional and works on building strength, it is a win-win. The nice thing about step downs is you're working the easy control of a muscle. Very, very important. Our muscles kind of have two different ways of working. They can work concentrically, which is when the muscle shortens, like a bicep curl. That's a concentric contraction of the bicep. An eccentric contraction is where the muscle is contracted, but it's lengthening. So if you were to bring your arm up with a weight in your hand and you were to lower your hand, your bicep is working eccentrically. We know that eccentric muscle contractions are absolutely critical as we age, and they are one of the types of muscle contractions that we lose as we age. So something you really would want to be like intentional about incorporating. This is a pretty high step. So I'm going to show you two different variations. If this is too high, you just go down onto a lower step. Yeah, you go step down. And then I love these stools with a handle on them. I'll put a link for one of these in the description below. I think they are fabulous for a variety of reasons. I've talked about it in a ton of other videos, but not only for your exercises, but if you happen to fall, a spouse or family member can grab it and it gives you something to hold on to. You can also, if you're coming up from the floor, you can try and get yourself up onto the step with your bottom, and then sometimes that's easier to get up. So I just really love these step stools with a handle on them. And then for this, really, you can hold on and really practice stepping down. Now, that's a pretty high step to do that eccentric control. So my suggestion is you switch to something that, or you start with something that's a little bit lower. This is a phone book. Up until about 2 years ago, I was still getting these phone books in the mail, and I really didn't. So they are great to make little steps out of. Just duct tape them really tight because the pages will slide on each other. And then once you do that, you have a very solid, shorter step. Okay. And then you're just going to step down and then back up. Turn it the other way so both my feet can fit on there. And step down and back up, down and back up. That's working on that eccentric control. Okay, now I know what you guys are thinking. That exercise looks super simple, but I will tell you it's pretty challenging. Get to about number 15 or 16 and you'll really start to feel it. That's just because as we age, these are muscles that unless we're intentional about working them, we don't really isolate them a whole lot, and they are absolutely essential to keeping our hips level when we're walking. So definitely an important exercise, especially for those of you that might be having some arthritic changes and you kind of have a tendency to compensate or not put as much weight on that leg because it's painful. These muscles do have a tendency to get weaker, which then kind of contributes to the knee pain. So it becomes like a vicious cycle. So especially for those of you guys who feel like you're having arthritic changes in your knees, hip abduction and standing is absolutely essential on both legs. Now, if you're whatever leg you're standing on, you are working both hips. So the key is just soft knee on the leg that you're standing on, and you're just going to lift the leg out to the side. Try not to tip a whole lot. Try and keep your shoulders or your chest vertical as you move that leg out to the side. I would do this every day. And actually, I do some variation of this every day. So, but especially if you're over the age of 65, absolutely essential, and do that on both sides. Okay. And then the final exercise in this series is going to be toe walking. Absolutely an essential activity. I have noticed people that come to me, sometimes their walking is off and they don't really know why. And through a series of tests, we discover that it is their calf muscles that are actually becoming weak. So, especially if you feel like you're having some sort of difficulty walking or you feel like your gait looks off or looks funny, the first thing that I would check is to see if you can toe walk. If you go to toe walk and you immediately drop on one side, that's probably a sign that your calves are weak. But also, it's even if you don't have weak calves, keeping the ankles strong, in my opinion, is absolutely critical to decrease your risk of falls as you age, maintain your overall balance, confidence with whatever activities that you enjoy doing so you don't have to worry about falling. Anyway, very, very important to keep those ankles very, very strong. But that is it for this video. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that you'll get notified every time I upload new videos. Don't forget, there's a PDF handout that goes along with this video. To learn more about our membership programs and to get access to that PDF handout, visit rehab-hq.com. Once you sign up, you will see on your dashboard a link that you can go to download all of the PDF handouts that go along with these YouTube videos. I enjoyed spending time with you guys today, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.